know, Brenna had
coming out of Lake.
Needed some Gerber action.
and then I realized
No, I'm just talking about, oh, how would you get into yes, south of Mount Pleasant. Right. Okay. Yeah, we're down here.
oh, well, they're getting
It goes out far north.
I'm recording roll.
Really, they're not Lake County.
We got to turn something around quick.
I think that's got to be a lake. You know, north of 46. I think we got to be a lake. The Sorrento's right on 46. North.
Yeah,
That's got to be Lake County. Seminole.
From Seminole.
Yeah, if you're coming out.
Yeah.
Live streaming. Speaking for myself and everyone in the room.
I don't know if I can get through here at all, can I?
Yeah.
Go to the other door.
Hey, where's the boy?
Hey, how's everybody?
Thank you for taking the time to come out this afternoon. Let me start by introducing myself. My name is Dennis Lima. Spelling is D-E-N-N-I-S-L-E-M-M-A, and I'm the Chief Deputy with the Seminole County Sheriff's Office. We're here because at 12:30 this afternoon, Seminole County Sheriff's Deputy received a report of a disturbance call at the 1300 block at Topfield Court in Apopka, unincorporated Seminole County. And that is the home of George Zimmerman's girlfriend. When we arrived, the victim in this particular case indicated that she and George Zimmerman were having a verbal dispute, and at that time, she alleged that he had broken a table and at one point pointed a long-barreled shotgun at her. She was able to work her way to the front door of the residence on her cell phone and called 911 to make contact with authorities. And at that time, he actually pushed her out of the front of the residence and then barricaded the door with some furniture from the inside of the house. We had constant communication, and within 3 minutes, or a little over 3 minutes, Seminole County deputies arrived on scene and were able to make contact with the victim on the outside of the residence. She provided responding deputies with actually a key to the home, and deputies were able to open the door, push away the furniture that was barricading the door, and confronted George Zimmerman. As he sat there, at that time, he was unarmed. He offered no resistance to deputies as they responded, and he was immediately taken into investigative detention at that time so they could gather additional information from our victim in this particular case. As that case continued to evolve, they made determination that they had probable cause for George Zimmerman's arrest, and he was arrested and booked into the Seminole County Correctional Facility at 1 o'clock this afternoon, where he currently is. He has been charged with aggravated assault, battery, domestic violence, as well as criminal mischief. He is scheduled for a first appearance tomorrow morning at 1:30 p.m., which is customary for anybody who's arrested at this particular time of the day. As customary for domestic violence cases, he is currently held under a no bond status, and he will see the judge tomorrow morning, where the judge will make a determination whether or not a bond is appropriate in this particular case. We have requested that if he is released and is given a bond, in addition to the normal sanctions of release, we would like the judge to impose electronic monitoring, which we call impact. And this is a extra step that we ask for in every domestic violence case here in Seminole County. So he will go in front of a judge tomorrow to make a determination both whether or not probable cause exists for his arrest and what bond, if any bond, is appropriate in his particular case. What we're doing right now is we have requested search warrants because at this point in time we have not yet recovered the weapons. So that's a process where we're requesting a search warrant for the home so we can go and look through there for that. While he's housed in the Seminole County Correction Facility, he will be housed as he has been in the past, under administrative confinement, and that's a step that we take for high-profile individuals that may be incarcerated. He will be left in a single-person cell. Members of our correctional facility will check on him hourly. That cell is a, once again, single-person cell, 64 square feet. He'll be housed there alone and checked on hourly. He will have commissary. He will have the opportunity for visitation 3 times per week, and will have the opportunity for recreation twice per week. At this time, we're working to release the arrest report as well as the 911 call. We have no video that's involved or available in this particular incident right now. So at this point in time, that is a high-level overview, and I will ask that as we open for questions, please understand that this is still an ongoing investigation, that we are handling this particular matter in the same manner that we would handle any other domestic violence, aggravated assault case in Seminole County, and we will ask that the State Attorney's Office of the 18th Judicial Circuit review all aspects of this case and make the ultimate filing decision. They will review all of the evidence, the statements, and we are confident that they will make the appropriate steps and take the appropriate action in this particular case. So at this time, I'll open for a few questions.
Chief Deputy, is the victim pregnant?
At this time, the victim has disclosed to us that she is not pregnant.
Tell us what the argument was about.
At this time, we don't know exactly what the argument was about. We believe that it was some type of separation in the relationship, but those are some of the details that we will work out once we have the opportunity to take a look at the official statement provided by the victim, and then giving George Zimmerman an opportunity to make a statement himself.
Is it your understanding that he had actually been cohabitating with her?
It is. It appears that they have been cohabitating probably from August, but that may be a give or take situation. But they shared the residence together, and we believe that she was the renter at the property.
And this is the same woman that was with him in the cul-de-sac a few months ago when the iPad was broken?
I'm not absolutely sure, so I'm not gonna answer that. I'm not absolutely sure.
Did deputies ever see the weapon, or did he admit to holding her at gunpoint?
Any admission is going to be part of the ongoing investigation as that goes, but when the deputies encountered him initially, he was not in possession of the weapon at that time. But again, they used the key to open the door. They had to push away some small furniture items that he had barricading and blocking the front door. The deputies witnessed the broken table as soon as they walked in. but he was not armed and he offered no resistance as the deputies took him into custody.
Did she have any type of injuries, marks on her, any type of signs that violence had taken place?
There are no injuries, and there was no one else at the home when this incident occurred.
Did he try to keep her from leaving the home at any time?
That's still a part of the ongoing investigation, which will really come out through a thorough evaluation of all the statements in this particular case, so I don't know the answer to that at this point in time.
What was he like inside when you finally accessed the house? Was he just sitting on a couch? Was he flushed red? Was he really angry? Was he...
The easiest way to describe it is rather passive. I mean, clearly he's had the opportunity to encounter situations similar to this in the past, offered no resistance, and cooperated the entire time.
Do you think his wife is accurate when she says after his acquittal of Trayvon Martin's murder, he's got an invincibility complex?
Well, I'm not going to speculate on any of those type of questions.
Why the search warrant since you were given access and permission to enter the house?
Well, looking at a search warrant is you know, we want to make sure that everything is handled in this particular case properly. And quite honestly, we have the house secured right now. So we would rather go and take the extra step to obtain the search warrant than proceed without it. It just makes the case stronger, and it's a safer way to address that.
How many weapons do you believe are in that house? How many weapons do you
We believe that there were at least 2 weapons inside the house, but again, that would be something that is hopefully revealed as we have the opportunity to execute that search warrant once we have it in hand.
Have you taken any calls prior to this one today to that same residence dealing with those 2?
Not that I'm aware of. There has been no prior calls involving these individuals at that particular residence that I'm aware of.
Based on similar scenarios, how likely is he going to get a bail bond tomorrow? Is he going to get out of jail?
Well, that's entirely up for a judge to decide. I mean, judge will look, he will or she will determine whether or not probable cause existed for the arrest, take all aspects of this into account, and make a determination whether or not a bond is warranted in this particular case. If it is, again, we have requested electronic monitoring, not in lieu of, but in addition to normal sanctions that somebody would face as conditions of a bond. So I got time for just a couple more questions on this.
Does he have any kind of representation at this point?
We don't know. We don't know. He has clearly the opportunity to access attorneys. We provide him with the opportunity to access telephones. So he will make those decisions as this progresses, but I don't know the answer to that question at this time.
Can you confirm the alleged victim's name?
Yes, the alleged victim's name is Samantha Scheib.
Do you have a date of birth?
I don't, but that information will probably be released in the arrest reports that we publish to you shortly after this news conference.
And what was her appearance and demeanor like when you guys showed up at the house? Clearly she made we believe to be a frantic 911 call. By the time you guys got there, he was passive inside. What was she like outside?
I mean, she was obviously very concerned. I mean, she was concerned. She was on the phone with our dispatch, communicating as much information she could so that the deputies were prepared. And obviously, this is something that's going to shake her up. I have not had the opportunity to speak with her personally, but I know that our domestic violence investigators are working with her. She has been provided a notice of her rights, and we will be sitting with her in the coming days to make sure that she knows all of the things that are entitled to her as a domestic violence victim.
The 3 charges, are they all misdemeanors, or is one of them?
One of them is a felony. The aggravated assault with the weapon is a felony charge.
Was she in fear of her life? Did she relay that message to deputies when they responded?
She did. So one more question, then.
Is she cooperating? Because a lot of times domestic violence charges wind up getting dropped once the victim doesn't want to cooperate anymore. Is she willing to go forward with it?
Well, she is cooperating to this point. There's no reason why that we could believe why she wouldn't be. You know, and obviously she's shaken up over this incident, like any of us would be. So she's cooperating. She's working with the deputy sheriffs, and we're going to do everything that we can do to protect her. Okay, thank you.
You
yes.
said that she was in fear of her life, but what exactly did she say about that?
You know, the investigators are still with her now. So her exact disclosure, what exactly she said, I don't have those particular details. But obviously she was very concerned for her own safety. You know, especially having the weapon pointed at her and then being pushed out, barricaded out, and then damaged property on the inside of the house. So,
Do we know who owned the gun?
no injuries that we can see, and again, nobody was in the house, no visible injuries. We're basing a lot of this information off of her sworn statement and report that she provided.
Do we know who owned the gun? Do we know who owned the shotgun?
Don't know any of that now. I mean, anything...
spell her last name?
We'll get it for you. I don't have it right here, but Heather Smith's in the back. She could provide all of that information to you. She's right there.
Do you know who was instigating the breaking up?
I don't know. You know, anything really further than this would probably be speculation on my part, and we're not prepared to do that. You know, we want to be transparent. We want to keep you informed of what's going on. But with that, we want to be fair. We want to provide information that is accurate, and any of those things will probably be less than accurate information at this time.
The other two last name?
We will, and Heather Smith's in the back. She can provide that information for you.
The other two charges, the misdemeanors?
Yes, the other two charges of misdemeanors is a battery, and that's the battery is the pushing outside, and then the criminal mischief is the destruction and breaking a table inside the house. Thank you for your time.
Was the shotgun loaded?
We don't know at this time.
We'll be sending out a news release to you all within the next 30 minutes.
Just to double, it's 3 misdemeanor, 3
One
first degree,
felony, 2 misdemeanors.
1 third degree felony,
Yes.
and then 2 first degree.
Correct. Correct.
And his last name is Shai, S-C-H-E-I-C-E. Again, S-C-H-E-I-C-E. And how old is she? I don't have the date of birth. And you said that it was
Good.